as an appendix to the whole wood craziness we worked through, I felt like this might actually be interesting to take a look at this before we bring this to a closure. So what do we see here? Actually, if we zoom in a lot, that's really nice. When we scan, we can actually see the details. The layers are separated by solid and then porous material. And this doesn't line up perfectly, but all the porous layers on the side turn into the darker flames, the cathedrals. And then the more solid material is the other stuff we see. So let's take a look at what we have. So here we have the wave texture and the mixer. And we kind of like try to simulate kind of like this a little bit. And previously we always just overlaid the pores over everything. But if you want to be technically accurate, then actually the pore material only has to go into the darker material. I know there are some other pores here as well. Those would be, for example, secondary elements. So for example, let's take a look at this. So I scaled this one down so we get a nice dense look. And let's say for the moment I put this one in there, and this will look like this. So if we compare this now, this isn't really what we need, because you see there are specific layers, and here this blends too much. So we need to have a color ramp and set it to constant. Maybe one we can move down, and there are our layers. Okay, good. So problem number one, colors however are terrible. So we can make a copy of this, drag this one in, let's say maybe this we make darker, use the factor for the color mixing, and then this we feed into the darker area. And zoom in, and there we are. No, not too bad. The dots are kind of odd. I want that to be rather reversed. Oh, and that is because I have this one there. Bing, and this should be there. Okay, good. Perfect. Let's say what happens if we put this one to there, and then we can, as you can see, even maybe blend kind of like the colors together. So and this one we move to there, this one we move to there, and now you see the hotter material, and it flows between the pores, and then we have for the dark area the pores. Okay, good. So if we zoom out now, there we compare this, you see this looks a little bit streakish, this is also streakish. So that actually would be, technically speaking, a more accurate approach if we really want to build everything the way how it naturally grows. So let's say we will sample some colors. So there, I can drag this one over, and then this one maybe something really dark reddish. There. Okay, good. Maybe we can play with this a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Maybe a little bit like this. And then, as I said, here we have those lines as well. So those I can create additionally afterwards. So this is just only, this is actually all right now just adjusting the wood material for the rings. And now we will create a new version just for the pores. So we can try to clamp this so we only get here and there some lines, maybe like this, 2, 1, not enough, 2. These are too long, so I have to adjust this here 6, 10, yeah, 5 seems 6. Okay, good. That's fine. Perfect. Okay, so this pattern I have to create and then color mix over this result. So another color mixer, and this color will now be those darker pores there, and then we will use can we use the color for this, or should we use the alpha? We can use the alpha for that. Okay, so those may be a little bit darker. Zoom out a little bit, and let's say we make this a nice square as well there. Okay, let's compare. Good. And the lines are actually, wait, that was the wrong one. There, 2, yeah, there, maybe a little bit bigger. Okay, there we are. And we can try to find a color that maybe matches what we need. See? Perfect. Okay, so that's an alternative way. So we use the pores, obviously, to create these lines later. But then we also, for the wood material, use one set of pores to color actually, or to create that end grain. And then we mix all those together. Okay, so from here, obviously, we can see this doesn't fit correctly. So again, based on what type of view we look, we might have to adjust our direction so that it is actually more accurate. So for this type of wood, where I have all these lines there, I think this approach seems to work a little bit better. Maybe here I have to darken this color a little bit there, and I can maybe play with those sliders here a little bit so that I kind of can get something like there. The colors don't match correctly yet, that's the main reason, but the main purpose of this quick video was only to give you like another understanding of how, for example, such a 3D material could work.